just kick it off. So here at the basement, we've for Canberra Metalheads, you got Marky Malphas, and I'm here with we got Skitz from the gig tonight, man. How you doing?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good. Just re-clipping my lav mic, man. We had a little bit of fun trying to get it sorted out. I've got the beard. I can just hook it straight in, man. But
that's fucking cool.
Yeah. It's good to have you on the show, dude.
Thank you.
Well, like I mentioned before, we've got a lot of the Canberra Metalheads listeners, a lot of the, like, you know, the 80s, 90s fans, all that sort of stuff. I'm more in the newer stuff, so I know you more like King Parrot sort of era.
Okay, yep.
But you've got a massive resume of all this awesome shit you've done over all the years, man. What's it like to see metal evolve over the years?
It's been fucking crazy, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like coming from like that late 80s, our start off point there. And seeing how death metal came into like became a huge genre, coming out of the thrash era as well, and then seeing how metal turned into all sorts of other genres, some of them disgusting, some of them really fucking cool, like in the black metal scene evolving in the early 90s, which was a massive influence on myself, and just a lot of projects that I ended up doing in the future from that point on, and some of the 80s bands as well that were a big influence on some of the bands that I played in, like Damaged when we first started, which was like a lot of bands like Slayer, Possessed, Venom, of course, Celtic Frost, Bathory, all the good stuff like that. But yeah, it's just seeing all this stuff evolve, and still knowing that there's people that love a lot of that old school metal, even though there's been like 100 other different genres and trends and coming and going. And
seems to be the constant sort of thing.
Yeah, and then just seeing that extreme metal still exists in a way that people respect old school metal, and it's not dead, it's not gone, it's not over. It's definitely not over. So I'm very happy that that's still the case. Yeah,
it's good, man.
Yeah,
good to see it like evolve over the years and go all this great. Like I mentioned, I sort of know you from the King Parrot era and stuff like that, and we got all the like original listeners for the show and stuff that have seen you for like with the Metal for the Brain and all that sort of shit.
Yep.
Man, you're playing here in Canberra tonight. What's your story? Have you got any like stories or memorable gigs from Canberra over the years?
There's a few. I mean, we played Metal for the Brain, I think about maybe 5 times.
Yeah.
First time I remember playing was in '95, and I was pretty blown away actually, just at how many people were actually part of that whole community of Metal for the Brain, the bands, the vibe, the whole thing. It was like for everyone involved, it was like an epic sort of adventure for all the metal bands. Every year, once a year, you go and play Metal for the Brain, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger over the years. It went from, I guess, like, I can't remember exactly how many, but it just built up to probably
massive.
Yeah. There was that, and then there was quite a few other shows that Damage played in the 90s, which were pretty cool. Like Canberra Metalheads were very receptive to Damaged, and it really did well. But one of my most memorable was supporting Morbid Angel at the ANU bar in April '96.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That was probably the pinnacle of my favourite band, and doing the support at the same time. And just that whole vibe, Morbid Angel. Fucking just totally sick. So that's my most memorable. Canberra gig.
I've been to a couple of gigs there, like in that same area. It kind of died off a little bit at the end, but that seemed to be the main spot for big gigs in Canberra. Like the ANU
bar.
ANU bar.
It a very cool venue. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, like and there's a few spots around town. I mean, right now the basement where we're filming this is the main spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems to be the one place that sort of holds on. Have you played gigs here before, like at the basement before?
I've played here with King Parrot.
Yeah, that's right. King
I've
Parrot.
also played here with another band called Insidious Torture.
Okay.
Which was it was the band that happened after Terrorist.
Yep.
It was 2 Terrorist members, and then it turned into more of a nasty death metal band after that.
Fuck yeah.
But we played, that would have been 2009, I believe. So a long time ago.
Yeah, fuck.
And I believe I played here before with another band. I just can't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
But
I definitely remember King Parrot days, man. We sort of we'll go back through like the resume a little bit more in a moment, but fucking King Parrot, man, that's like when I first got into King Parrot. When I first started seeing them live, that was here. You were the drummer.
Yeah.
And dude, I fucking just remember just being like, I don't think I really knew what to expect at first because I'd heard of King Parrot, never seen them live at that point. You guys roll up, I see you, I'm just like, fuck, this is like. That guy has to be the fucking drummer. You just know, right? Like it's like the fucking like. I've seen some of the clips and shit. I just really I really like the vibe that I got from King Parrot with you as the drummer.
The energy.
Yeah. But dude, I tell you what, it was like it nearly seemed like the band was trying to keep up with you. Like it was like you were just so fucking intense and fast.
Yeah, I was probably giving it a red hot shot. I get a bit too excited on the drums.
Yeah.
The adrenaline starts flowing and then you start speeding up the fucking songs and then you don't even realise.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, they're like, fuck, that was fast. I'm like, was it? Was it really? I don't know. Sometimes I get into I don't know, you're possessed by the fucking whole thing.
Yeah.
It's, you're in the moment and there's that much adrenaline and sweating and whatever.
Yeah. Oh, I get it, man. Like, and King Parrot's a fucking fast hitting band as well. Like, to be able to try and keep that up to them as well. That's what made them, the sound that they have and had as well.
It's like a hybrid grindcore and a couple other elements thrown in there that just sort of give it that real psychotic sort of energy.
Yeah.
As opposed to sort of just straight-laced, stylised grindcore or whatever. But yeah, that was a good band to play a lot of different styles of things at the same time. Lots of thrash, lots of blast beats, tons of different rock parts, heaps of different dynamics actually.
Yeah, man. So that's like sort of up to now. What sort of stuff are we expecting for the gig tonight?
Damaged, old school Damaged off Do Not Spit.
Yep.
So it's only off the first album. And I'm playing some Hobbs Angel Death songs.
Fucking shout out.
And I played with Hobbs for about a year and it was just something that I really enjoyed. I went to Europe and we had a great time and I just thought I'd play a few songs. So doing that, and I'm also doing some Manicore songs. And Steve, the guitarist that's doing it with me, is the original Manicore guy. So it was something cool because I've known him for practically nearly 30 years. And because Damaged and Manicore used to play shows together and part of that whole Australian extreme metal thing. And also playing a couple of Terrorist songs. So
good mix.
Yeah, just I don't know, because I wanted to.
Yeah. That's why we fucking do anything we do, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So it was a concept I came up with and decided to just do.
Yeah, fucking great idea, great tour, man, and it's got a massive backing. This has brought all the old school metalheads out of the woodwork, dude. I've looked around, I've seen people I haven't seen for fucking years, man.
Yeah, it's
just
crazy.
Rocking up. There's people from all around, not just from Canberra. There's people here from fucking New South Wales as well that have travelled.
That's cool. That's really cool.
It's brought everyone together tonight, man.
Yeah, nice.
Now, we were talking about gigs previously. You spoke about some Damage and stuff, man. Have you got any Sadistik Execution stories, man?
Oh, Sadistik
Execution.
Gigs
or anything,
Oh, well, that fucking whole thing was outrageous. The European tour was something to behold.
Yeah.
It was like a freak show every day. It was like a fucked up, some sort of a nightmare.
Yeah.
But the gigs were cool. Parrot Nazarene and Absu were awesome.
Yep.
And that experience was just fucking outrageous. Like, it was just like, what the hell? This is true underground, fucked up extreme metal.
Yeah.
There was a fight on the bus. We nearly got kicked off the tour.
Fuck.
There was a broken hand. Chris broke his hand. There was a lot of drunken chaos.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a fucking wanking competition. Yes. And a certain guy from Impala Nazarene, or Mika, was walking around with a Sadistik Execution shirt covered in cum the next day, and he was very proud of that.
Gotta do it better than the next guy, right?
Care of a certain guitarist from a certain band. And it was just absolute chaos.
Fuck, that sounds insane, dude.
Which is exactly what Sadistik Execution really is. I mean, that band is chaos.
Yeah.
No matter what anybody says. So that was something that I could never fucking ever, I don't know.
Like recreate.
Yeah. It's just fucking madness. So.
I don't think anyone could, just like I mentioned, I'm not saying that I was part of that scene or in that scene. I'm just haven't been around for that long. But I definitely like to get stuff out there so that people that work can appreciate hearing it from you, you know, and hearing it from the show.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to sort of get, because I get people on the show. We spoke to like some of the original metalheads from Canberra as well. So we like to get all those old stories. So as much as I can like transcribe it back to them, and they're sitting there going like, fuck, I remember those days, man. Like the stories I've heard from SADX shows here in Canberra, like just insane, fucking cool shit.
Yeah.
So there's like, so pretty much it was just pure chaos the whole time.
Yes.
Do you think that's kind of what shaped your style of drumming at any point? Is that kind of what evolved into what you do now? Did that have a lot of influence?
Not necessarily. With Damaged, I was already doing a lot of that chaotic stuff. Like the first Damaged album, like by the time we'd done that, things had just evolved like with that style for us, from pretty much sort of starting off just doing some thrash covers and like playing like Slayer, Metallica, Celtic Frost, just stuff like that. And then we started listening to bands like Obituary, Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, Morbid Angel, Atheist, Malevolent Creation, all the American death metal. And then there was also the European bands. Entombed was like the first Swedish death metal band I'd heard. And then those styles came into some of the meshing of the styles and the influences that were coming in, because we were drawing from so many different things at the same time, and all the members that were involved were just like bringing in like something new or something that no one had heard before, and say, what do you fucking think about this? And be like, okay, that's sick. Now I've got these different ideas. I don't know, it just kept on evolving in a way that made the music not necessarily, we didn't create it out of some sort of like plan. It just happened that way.
Yeah.
Because you got two different guitarists, two guys that have got different ideas.
Yeah.
You got a vocalist that's into a whole heap of different things that I might not be into.
Yeah.
My drumming, I was heavily influenced by drummers like Mickey D from King Diamond and Motorhead.
Yep.
Gene Hoglan, Steve Sheen from Deicide, Pete Sandoval from Morbid Angel and Terrorizer. And then there's a whole bunch of others. But I just was drawing every day. I was just soaking up all this stuff
Yeah.
Like just studying basically metal, and just we were rehearsing all the time as well. None of us really had jobs.
Yeah, you just devote everything to it.
We just played nearly every single day.
Fuck.
We were rehearsing, and things were just fucking just great. Like we're just doing gigs every week, sometimes a couple of gigs a week, playing on fucking weeknights. Melbourne metal scene, and all the punk scene and the fucking hardcore and the fucking crusty scene and the black metal and the death metal and all the fucking bands.
Yeah.
There was a lot of gigs where you had totally different styles playing together. There was no sort of divide between too much.
Yep.
It was like, okay, you could put thrash metal, death metal, black metal, industrial, whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking hardcore, punk, crustcore. I don't know. It was all just
Mixed it all up,
and all these bands were even influencing each other.
Yeah.
And the Melbourne metal scene was just fucking going right off its guts.
Yeah.
Bremelin, Bloodduster, fucking. It was all just
all the fucking
Bestialist and fucking.
Holy shit.
Heaps of cool stuff that was going on at the time.
Yeah.
And of course the rest of Australia was just sick as well. Misery from Queensland, which was another band for me that was a big influence, which I'm actually playing some songs up in Brisbane with those guys, which is going to be sick. Yeah, so Misery, Armoured Angel, fuck man.
You've had Joel on the show before,
yeah. Really loved all of the old Armoured Angel stuff. That was cool as, and just seeing how all that just kept on evolving.
Yeah.
And all the bands helping each other out. There was a lot of friendships, and it went on for a long time.
Yeah, it seemed like it'd be a solid, and even now, man, like I said, like gigs night tonight, people coming out that have known each other for fucking years, and it just rebonds everybody back together around metal.
Oh yeah, it's sick.
It's it's a fucking great time, and there's a few like tech nerds that listen to the show and all that sort of shit, man. So I got to get a rundown. What sort of kit do you run?
I've got a Pearl Masters kit, which is the one I've got at home's got 3 mounted toms, 2 floor toms, 2 kick drums, really nice sounding kit, and also a Zildjian set of Zildjians, Mega Bell ride, which is really chunky, heavy fucking ride cymbal.
Yeah.
That's like a 5 kilo piece of metal. So that sounds nice and sick for that heavy extreme metal stuff.
Yep.
And some nice crash cymbals and nice little China cymbal. So yeah, it's exactly the same. I've got the Pearl Masters tonight, which I'm using, but it's like the kit that I get from my endorsement with Pearl and Zildjian. So yeah.
Yeah, cool. And do you find that travels well, sort of thing? Like, do you have like a travel kit and one that you'd have sort of like more permanently set up, or?
I've got the kit that stays at home.
Yeah.
And then I get the higher endorsement kit for the tour, so then I don't have to, pack up my kit and do all that sort of stuff, because that's just a lot of stuffing around.
Yeah, and you pretty much like, when you've got it set up, like you're pretty much playing all day, right? Like you'd be just constantly been able to play, whereas if you got to pack it up and all that sort of stuff.
I've got my drum studio at home.
Yeah.
Which I got built purposefully with my new house. So I got the drum room designed so I could actually have a drum studio.
Holy shit.
I've got a drum riser in there, and I've got my kit all set up there permanently, so I can do recording, which I've already done. I've tracked a couple of things in there already.
Fuck yeah.
Which will be coming out sometime later this year.
Yeah.
So full-length album I've done. And
is that like yourself? Is that like with a what?
That's
what's
one
that
of
released on?
One of my bands.
Yeah.
I won't go into too much detail at this point,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's one of my bands. It's a black metal band.
Cool.
Yeah.
like another project, man.
Yes.
So, yeah, I obviously don't want to draw too much info out, but it's good to have that, like, as a good to have that info out there so that people can keep an eye out for when it is released, you know, because that's fucking awesome. It's good to have little, you know, teasers like that in the show, things that you're working on for the future.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because a lot of the time, you know, people that are sort of smashing it out in the scene early on might sort of stick to one thing and that's it. Whereas it seems like you're so diverse and been in so many different projects over the year. It's so fucking cool to see that you're still putting out content and for different projects and stuff.
I've got like about 5 at the moment. They're all totally different to each other. I've got one which is experimental, psychedelic black metal is what it's been called.
Yeah.
That's Plasmodium. That's coming out in a coffin box set sometime soon.
Yeah.
That's real abstract, weird, sort of fucked up experimental music.
Yep.
And then there's a couple other things that I've done. I did one called Dreaming Death, which is like old school 80s, late 80s sounding. It's like Death and Pestilence and Possessed, like that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So thrashy sort of death metal.
Yeah.
Very cool that I did with a...
Such a good combo, man, like thrash death. So you just got two fucking extreme types of metal and smashed them together.
Yeah. It's just, you know, being able to do those sorts of things because I was heavily influenced by a lot of that stuff. But it's also sometimes hard to find those sorts of players sometimes when you are thinking about doing those sorts of projects because there's certain styles that you just don't hear sometimes. And if you do find those people, it's like, wow, I can't believe you're playing this style of whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like that sort of death metal or whatever, because death metal has evolved into all sorts of different things these days. Death metal that maybe like it's not necessarily my sort of thing, but it's gone into all these very technical sorts of things.
There's so many different genres, man.
Yes, but you know what I mean. It's just being able to do some stuff that I can relate to. Yeah, that sort of thing. But I'm very open to all these other things as well, to a degree. There's some shit that I just go, oh, fuck off.
Yeah. I've been there before, man. But we hear a bit of everything. So, man, fucking appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Wraps us up with our time, man. And I really, really do appreciate you taking the time to hang out.
Legend.
And being on there, man. And just before we wrap up, man, I got one fan submitted question and need to fucking get it out there.
Yep.
Are you a folder or a scruncher? That's the number one. Top rated question.
A folder or a scruncher?
Yeah.
I'll fold.
Fold? Yeah, fuck yeah. That's for Bobby from Wretch. There we go.
Fucking oath, there you go.
Folder. All right, let's wrap it up with that, man. Thanks again for being on the fucking show. And
cheers,
looking
mate.
forward to the gig tonight, man. And I might even grab some a little bit of live footage as you're playing and chuck it at the end of this video for people to check it out.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, thanks for being on, and make sure you check out all the social medias, man. You got any shout outs there for the social media before we wrap it up?
Just a big thanks to Pearl and Zildjian for the endorsements and for the help for the tour, and for everyone that's going to come out to these shows.
Yep.
And for Tony and your mate for putting the show on, and for all of my musicians that are playing with me that are coming out to do these shows. Is just awesome,
Yeah, perfect, man.
And thanks to all my friends as well that have supported me and all the people that have been helping me out over the years.
Yeah, fuck yeah, solid, man.
And guys like you, thank you.
Oh, dude, I appreciate it. Very humbling, man. I without you guys, we couldn't do what we do.
Sweet.
So we totally fucking appreciate it, man.
Excellent.
Cheers.
Thanks,
all right.
mate.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.